Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Just adjust my camera. I can see that going flying any second. I might even be upside down, I think. I'm not too sure. Yeah, I think it is. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sugar and Crumbs. You know what I'm like, technically challenged. I think it's working now. We'll find out in a minute, won't we, when I start doing things you can't see anything. So welcome to Sugar and Crumbs. My name's Tracey Mann from Tracey Mann Cakes, and I'm here every Thursday morning at 11:30 and every Tuesday evening at 6:30 on this channel, showing you all sorts of different things. So on Tuesday night I was doing some what did we do on Tuesday night? Oh yeah, we did cigarellos, didn't we? Seems like a lifetime ago now. And we're going to be doing, well, we're going to have a go. I am winging this massively, but we're going to have a go at doing some painting black on white today. We're going to try and do the word love, and a bit like a chalkboard type thing. But I am winging it big time. So I have about 200 cupcakes at home waiting to be piped. So I'm a bit stressed at the moment. It's a mad idea to do cupcake bouquets for Valentine's Day. I don't know whose idea that was, but it's turning into a nightmare now, but it's fine. So that's what we're going to have a go at this morning. We did some cake painting last night. Some of you, I'm just having a look at the list of people who are coming up now to see who was on there. So we had some cake painting last night. If anybody wants to join this course, it is available now. So you can go ahead and do that. Let me show you what we did last night. We had a lovely evening last night painting this. It takes about 2.5 hours to do, but it's available now. So if you want to buy it, you can go to my website, which is at the bottom there at the moment, go into the online cake school, and you will be able to have a go at that whenever you like. That's the joy of this. You can go back and do it as many times as you like. You don't just have to do it on the evening. You can do it whenever you like, and that's the nice part of it. I think Serena's on here, who's just gone flying past. She did it last night. She did a brilliant job. So yes, if you want to have a go at that, you're very welcome. No problem at all. Just pop over to my website and have a look. Let me get rid of that now. You can see my dress in even more colour now, doesn't it? It looks like pyjamas, but it's definitely my dress. It's just getting brighter and brighter by the second, isn't it? So we're going to have a go at painting white on black today. Is that right? White on black. Yes, it is. I'm going to roll out some sugar paste. We're going to imprint some letters, and then we're going to have a go with some cocoa butter paint and see how we get on. So we'll see all what we can do, like a chalkboard type thing. That was the plan anyway. Whether it works out, I don't know, but we're going to find out, aren't we? Live. Oh dear. So I have got some Renshaw's black. If anyone ever tries to dye black sugar paste from white, good luck, because it's just a nightmare. Get yourself some anything strong colour, like black, red, green, dark green, those type colours, dark navy blue. Always get it pre-dyed, honestly. You'll save yourself so much hassle. You'll be literally wearing everything. So you don't want to be doing that. You want to be getting it all pre-dyed for you. It's much easier, much less mess. And I currently have a slight tinge of red on my hands, so even when I hold them up to the camera you can see they're a little bit red, and that is courtesy of the food gel that I'm using to do my cupcake bouquets at the moment, which is going absolutely everywhere. It's not so much sort of it's not going in the bowl, it's just that it sort of goes round the bag after a period of time. You know, by the time you've loaded the bag a million times with buttercream, and then I've piped away, and then I look at my hands and go, yeah. So my hands are definitely taking on a slightly red tinge at the moment, but that's okay. It's fine, at least I'm working hard, you know. That's the plan anyway. Right, so I'm just going to knead this sugar paste now. Let's put you onto the other camera. Make sure I am the right way around now. You see, I turned the camera around. So we're just going to knead some of this sugar paste here. A bit of black here. Yeah, last night we had a lovely time painting last night. So there we go. So we're just going to roll it like so. I've got an 8-inch square board only because it's the only one I could find, so it doesn't really matter, to be honest. It's just a little bit of water on there. Right, I can see a question coming up already. Now, cocoa is actually cocoa butter with some colour in it, okay? And it's usually set in little jars, and then you put them in the microwave and you heat them up, and then you paint out of them. So it is cocoa butter with colour in it, but it's an expensive way of doing it, I think. I think you're better off with cocoa butter and dusting colours myself, because you can adjust consistency. But that's basically what it is. Yeah, it's cocoa butter and colouring. So yes, that's what cocoa is, and you can paint on chocolate with it. Right, so just put a little bit of water on there just to stick it down more than anything else. I'm going to put a little bit of icing sugar down here. I've moved my pink board because I'm getting my I'm getting the chrome food warmer out, and I've got this vision of setting fire into something and burning and ruining it. So I can't live with myself, so I'm having to move it out the way when I'm doing anything connected with that, so I don't want to get told off. So moving this round. So I'm just going to roll this out like so. As I say, I haven't really got much of a plan on this. We'll just kind of see how it goes, really. I'll wing along and see what happens. What have I got on there typically? There's always something, isn't there, that ends up on your sugar paste, no matter what you do. And even if you can't see it, I can, and it will drive me crazy. So I don't know what I've got stuck on there as well. Let's move that over a little bit. Black is always a little bit on the sticky side, so I just put a little bit of extra sugar paste down. There we go. So we're just going to roll this out. It's just a practice, really, isn't it? A little bit of a practice, like so. Is it going to fit? Oh, look at that, not bad. Yeah, I don't want to damage the pink board. I'll never hear the end of it, will I? So I've got to respect the pink board and not have my cocoa butter heating chrome food warmer on there. I'm paranoid about it. Right, so once you've got it on the board, I'm just going to roll it down flat. A bit of an air bubble in there, of course I have. There's my scriber. My scriber is hidden. Where's that gone? There's one. I'm surprised it's not covered in royal icing. Absolutely everything else is. I'll just take that down because it's going to annoy me more than anything else. There we go. Right, now once you've done the board, get hold of one of these lovely plastic side scrapers. Very nice. We're going to pick this up. We're going to do our pie moment where we come across here and we're going to cut and trim your board. And when I'm doing this on a board, I think we can just imagine this is either the top or side of a cake, really. And I've done it in fresh sugar paste because I want to try and imprint the word onto the sugar paste, which I had planned to do in advance, and then I got sidetracked with the morning, and then we're going to sort of paint around it, really. That's the idea anyway. Is the paste suitable for modelling, or do you add something? No, this is only covering. You only cover things with sugar paste. If you want to make stuff, if you want to make lots of different things, you need modelling paste. So you can add some stuff called CMC or sugar cell. Tylose powder will help it, but there are also very specific modelling pastes that are on the market, which actually I think are really quite good. So I'll do that. Right, I'm going to have to wash my hands because they've gone black with red now. So 2 seconds. That's better. They've gone the wrong colour. I'm going to have a job with this. I can guarantee if I've got hands like this, it's definitely going to go wrong. Right, okay, so fresh sugar paste on an 8-inch board, like so. I'm just going to move that across a tiny little bit. There we go. It's a funny angle when I'm looking at it. There we go, that's marginally better. Right, now I have got these cutters here, which are the Cake Star ones, which I'm sure Carol's probably got on her site. These are very good. I've used mine to death. In fact, I've gone through several sets of them because I do use them a lot. So they have quite a hard life, to say the least. And I'm just going to have a go. So I've just got some red stuck in one of them. I'm going to have a go at writing the word love. Now, what I want to check before I get too carried away with this is how much space I need, because you know what? This is the sort of thing that would go wrong. It doesn't fit, because I didn't actually check before I came out. Let's see. Is that going to fit? Where are we? Oh, it's tight. Okay, let's do that over there. Okay. Let's get that mark off before we start. Okay, so we'll start over here. And all I'm going to do is just line it up and just wiggle it around, really. I wasn't going to press it in too far. Let's lift it off and have a look. There we go. Just something like that. Well, actually, hold on a minute. This isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's because I'm looking at the top half. Oh, right. In that case, I'm going to spread it out a bit. Right. Let me just roll that flat and put it more in the middle. Not that I'm fussy or anything. Right, okay, let's cut that bit off again. Plastic side scraper. There we go. Hidden. When you cut the letters out, you can see them. When you're trying to mark it, it's a bit more tricky. There we go. Oh, and this side as well. There we go. That's better. Right. Now we know. We'll start with, let's put the V in the middle, or to one side of the middle. That'll work it out that way. Chattering away to myself here. Right, so let's just push those down very gently. We're not going to push them in too far. I literally just want that, okay? So I'm not going to go mad with this. Where's the E? Okay, we've got a grip now. Got a grip on the situation now. Even if it's a tiny bit out, it doesn't matter. It's only a little test run. Okay, so again, just a little bit. I just want it marked. I don't want to do anything too drastic. And then this one here. Make sure I've got that round the right way. Oh, I'm going to be a little bit out. Never mind, it's fine. It doesn't matter. I'm okay with that. And then L. Where's that going? Make sure I've got that on there because it will annoy me otherwise. Okay, I think it's there. A little bit out to one side. There we go. That's fine. We've got basic lettering down. So remember we did the other week, we did the lovely script one. Well, I thought we'd have a go at doing this one today, something a bit more in block. I don't normally do white on only, but that's what we're going to do. So let's get the chrome food warmer out. So this is my chrome food warmer. So I teach cake painting. I teach cocoa butter painting. I have an online school. So if you want to go across and have a look at learning about doing some painting, then pop over there and have a look. Let's light this first. So this is a chrome food warmer with a tea light in the middle. And what this does, it creates heat, which then the metal paint palette sits on top. Then that gets hot. And then the cocoa butter, which looks like this, melts. So all you would do then is just add this to the metal paint palette and it will start to melt very quickly and it will keep it melted. That's the point. So you need to be able to keep this metal paint palette hot so that the cocoa butter remains liquid. Now, when you do cocoa butter painting, we tend to use dusting colours. So any brand is fine, whether it's a luster dust or whether it's something like Sugar Flare here. I tend to use a lot of Sugar Flare colours because I'm old and I know them. It's as simple as that. But I've got some edible art ones as well that I quite like. Fairy dust, very nice. So there are a few different ones that you can get. There we go. So I'm just going to use white today. We go through tons of white. It's the most used colour. It's the one that most people end up having to top up. Okay. Right. So you can see that melting on camera. It's very quick. This also gets very, very hot. You do not want to be touching this because otherwise you will end up burning yourself. So just be very, very careful with that. So when I teach my classes, I have my own paintbrushes, which I normally, well, they're all numbered, which is quite nice. So I'm able to tell you which paintbrush to use. So 0, what we've got here, 3, 2 and 1. We've actually got a 0, 0 as well, although they are currently stuck in Ireland and we can't get them at the moment. Anybody who's waiting for a 0, 0, yeah, we're still waiting. Yeah, there's a bit of a problem. They're stuck in the Brexit paperwork, but what normally takes 10 days is taking about 4 weeks, so they'll come eventually, so just have to wait. But we're going to use between brush 2 and 1 and 0 probably today. We'll give that a go anyway. So we'll put those down to one side. But they're quite helpful for me when I'm teaching because I can say to people, right, you now need to pick up brush number 2, and then that helps me to keep you on track as well. I'm just going to get this pink out of my brush because I've realised I forgot to take this out from last night, so on my flower. So I've got to pink in there because I tore out of here last night because it started snowing and I thought I'm going to get stuck at work. I'm trying to read that question here. Why something colour won't go on chocolate very well? Why won't colour go on chocolate very well? You've got to put cocoa butter in it. Okay, if there's no cocoa butter in it and you're trying to paint chocolate with rejuvenator and dusts or gels or anything like that, it will fall off. It's as simple as that. So you've got to paint with cocoa butter to get it onto chocolate. I'll just put a couple more of these in as well. Right, so we're going to pick up some white. So we're going to dip that in there and we're just going to mix it next to, this is going to move, it's going to drive me nuts. Hold on, I've got to stop it moving. There we go. So into the cocoa butter, pick up some dust and then just whiz it around here. If you haven't got one of these chrome food warmers, you can just use some boiling water and a plate. That's fine. The joy of the chrome food warmer is it stays lit the whole time, so the heat source is constantly there, obviously unless the tea light's gone out, and then you don't have to keep sort of going backwards and forwards to the sink and boiling your kettle. Some people don't mind. I am using cocoa butter and dusts, yes. Okay, right, so let's give this a go and see how we get on. So because it's white on black, I'm not going to attempt to actually sort of fill it. I'm going to leave it so that it looks like you can still see some of the black underneath it. Well, that was the plan anyway. It's a bit like a chalkboard. Whether that works, I don't know, but I'm sure it will. Because normally you would need to put in a couple of layers of white to get full coverage. You can also let it down a bit by adding a bit more cocoa butter. Like so. So you can see the black underneath it. Kind of streak it out a little bit. Imagine kind of what chalk looks like when you put it on a board. It's not pure white, is it? It's sort of got a little bit of, you can see the board underneath. So if it's a little bit streaky in this case, that's actually okay. That's what we want really. So if you wanted this to be solid white, you'd have to repaint it. You'd have to do it again. This is also a base now. So if I then decided I wanted to paint these letters red, I can then paint red over the top of the white once it's dry to get the true colour of red. If I just paint red on black, there's a high chance it's not going to look that red. It might look okay, but you never know. Okay, so we're going to leave it like that. So we're not going to make this particularly pretty, if that makes any sense. We're just going to leave it like it's on a chalkboard. So kind of the more sort of marks you've got, the better really, I suppose. Okay, that's that one. Let's move to this one. Put a bit more cocoa butter in there. I'm not really getting my paint's not coming out. It's starting to show up on camera now. Good, even better. We'll start painting this like that. I'm trying to find the middle of this. Actually, I might just go around with my brush to make sure I don't overpaint it. Find my shape. There it is. These are any guidelines. I mean, I've been just rummaging through various boxes and that recently, going, what have I got? What can I do with this paint and these cutters? Because most people have got these cutters. They're really popular. Or I think they are anyway. I think they're great. And I've used them for a long time, so I keep replacing them. The only reason I replace them is mine get a particularly hard time because they are used all day, every day. So other than that, they normally are pretty good. So down we go like this, around the corner. So weirdly, normally I'd be going, and now we're going to go back over it. You kind of want it to be a little bit streaky for this type of project, so which kind of goes against the grain with me a little bit because I'm normally covering everything perfectly, but this needs to be a little bit on the rustic side. Rustic was good last night, you see, so rustic is okay. There we go. See? It's not complete coverage. I'll lift it up so you can have a little look. There you go. Can you see it's all looking a little bit on the, you can see where the brush is and things, but that's okay. We'll carry on. Can always go back anyway. While I'm doing all of this, the cocoa butter's drying, which is great. That's what we want. And then if we want to go over it again, we can. That's how we normally paint all of our projects. So normally we move around. So if we're doing, let's think of something. If we were doing like we did the heart and the wreath last night, so we started with the wreath and then we moved on to the flower, and then we came back again to the wreath, back to the flower. So in all the time we're moving around, it's getting an opportunity to dry. So that's why we do it. Rustic, yeah, rustic's a good one, isn't it? I think so. I don't think you can go too far wrong with this one. It's a nice little sort of, oh, what shall I do for an hour or so? I'll practice my letter writing or practice having a go at this, see how it goes. I think this is quite a nice effect. It's all edible, so that's good. It's not overly challenging because everything is there for you. Well, it is challenging when you're doing it live, I can assure you. Everything's challenging when you do it live. It's when you look at things, you think, what am I doing? How did this happen? I'm live. I've made this huge mistake, but that's fine. We're okay. There we go. So again, it's a little bit on the sort of smeared side. That's what we want. It's another Valentine's one, isn't it? That's what we're doing. So if you want to have a go at cake painting, I say there's loads of classes on my website, absolutely loads, from beginners for a £5 right up to sort of quite advanced animal painting. There is a range for everybody, and anybody who says they can't paint or they can't draw, that's not an excuse, because it's I'm perfectly able to get you to paint, don't you worry. I've taught a lot of people to paint, and what's so nice is people are saying, oh, you know, I haven't had a go at doing this since I went to school, and then suddenly they're having a go at painting and they go, oh, actually I can do this. Who's mentioned my hat? Donna. Gee, I've got my hat here today actually. I was pointed out to the other group last night that I normally paint with a hat on my head because I get cold sat still, you know, even though I'm indoors. I've started wearing a hat on my head, and I was painting with another group and I totally forgot I had my hat on my head, and when I turned the camera around I thought, oh my goodness me, I've got my hat on. So last night I decided they can just see me with my hat on from the word go, so I probably will put my hat on in a minute so you can all have a good laugh at the end. Well, why not? When you're sat still you get cold, you see, so that's why I've done it. They do lowercase version of this lettering as well, so if you wanted to do this word but not as big as this, because this is quite big, this is an 8-inch board, so if you wanted to do it a little bit left, a little bit smaller, then use the lowercase ones for this. There we go. I've got to remember to take these letters back to my kit, otherwise next time I come to do a cake I'll be missing these letters for sure. I couldn't find the number 5 yesterday, and that really annoyed me. It was the only one that was missing. It took me ages to find it. I found it in the end, but you know what it's like. Guarantee it's the one you're missing, isn't it? It's typical. There we go. So that's that done. So that's looking quite rustic, I think, at this stage. You know, it's not really got a lot. You know, if you look out up close, it's not pretty particularly, but that's what we're looking for. We're going for that kind of look. I'm just looking around for my little pot of cutters. What did I do with those? Hold on. Every time I go live, I can't. There it is. Right, got that. Let me grab that. Hold on. Okay. Right. So let's mark a bit of a pattern out, shall we? See how we're going. So I've got some little sort of metal cutters that I've had actually forever and a day, and I use these now and again just to give me a bit of guidance, just to see what I'm going to do. So I've got some of these. So They're quite nice shapes actually. I've had them a long time. So let's put one sort of about there. Do I want it as big as that? No, I'll go for that one. Go for one a little bit smaller. I'm just going to press it down, just imprint it like so. And then we'll put another one maybe up here. Do I want to do an opposite one, or do I want to do the same one? Actually, I might do two like that. So I'm changing my mind every 5 minutes now, because I've got a sketch next to me, but that means nothing. It honestly means nothing. I change my mind with the weather when I go to do things like this. There we go, put that one in there. All right, that's okay. Let's carry on with that. So let's get our white back out again. And we'll carry on with this one up here. So again, we'll just do some, I want to say ropey painting, because it's not perfect, you know. That sort of kind of really goes against what I would normally do, but there you go. That's what we're trying to do. Bit of chalkboard type stuff. So I'll do that one in there. Okay, and then let's go this way. Around there as well. We can join this up at the end with another pattern. So I'm still using brush 2 at the moment. I'm going to change to brush 1 in a minute, just so I can get in a bit more detail, because this brush is good for covering larger areas, but it's not so good for detail, so you need to go down a size. So when you're painting, you just have to keep assessing what paintbrush you've got and what you need to do with it next. Ropey painting. Oh dear. I've had these heart cutters forever. I know someone's going to say, where do you get them from? And do you know what? I think the honest answer was, I was at Cake International, like honestly years and years ago, and I saw them and went, oh, they're nice, I'll have them. No idea where from. They're quite nice shapes, just metal cutters. I think there's somebody who normally does metal cutters there, isn't there? I forget who it is. So I'll do that. When I've done my lives on Sugar and Crumbs, you can always go back and watch them. So if you've missed any of them, I know there's been lots of conversation I've seen this week on the other community page about my cake painting. I also have it on my YouTube channel as well. I normally get to the end of the week and upload my demos on there. So if you want to find them all in one place. I've also got another Facebook page called Tracey Mann Demonstrations, and you can find them on there. So they are around if you're looking for something specific. Okay. There we go, still on the ropey side. Okay, right, so let's mix a little bit more white. I'm going to have a go at doing a border now, she says, confidently. Right, let's go to brush 1. I'm just going to check what I've got in there. Yep, there's brown in there, so let's get rid of that. So I'm just cleaning my brush by dipping it in the cocoa butter and just sort of twizzling it on my kitchen roll. That gets rid of all the colour. Like so, there we go. Right, plan. So we're going to go and we're going to do some lines now. Well, that's the plan anyway. We'll see how we go. So let's have a look. So we're going to take our brush. I'm not going to breathe for a minute. Breathing is not always compulsory in cake painting or royal icing, I should say. So let's go, we'll start here and we'll go round. And then we'll go over there. It's going to run out of paint, but that's okay. Like that. That looks all right. I'll stick a bit more in. Again, it doesn't really matter if it's a little bit thick or thin in places because it's rustic. Just put a bit of extra on there, so we'll thicken it up a little bit there. There you go, like that. Noticed I didn't breathe. And then what we'll do is we will also paint some little leaves, I think, on this. So we will go like that, like that. And we'll go, make sure I've got not too much paint on me. Go like that. And we'll go. I don't think I'm going to fill them in. I think I'm going to leave them open. Let me just leave it so that they look like they've been drawn on, you see. What I'll do is just take that. I'm not going to curl the end, but I would like to sort of take that round a little bit like that. I don't need to put any more bits and pieces up there. What I'm also going to do while I'm here is I'm going to put another line down the back of some of these letterings. That looks quite nice with the old chalkboard thing going on. So I'll put an extra line there. So that's kind of outside there, and then we'll do the same here. I'm reading some of the comments. Thin on the stems. So again, this line doesn't have to be perfect. It can be a little bit broken as well. That's okay. You can even do a double line if you want to. Don't have to do it, depends on how much space you've got really. We'll just do a double line on that one and that one maybe. I'm sure I'll keep going back to this and changing things around, so breathing is optional. It's also optional on royal icing as well. Right, let's go the other way now, shall we? So let's start that way and go over here. And let's try, well, we'll try and match it, but I think actually it doesn't matter, to be honest. So we'll go that way. There's a little bit of heart in the way there, so that's okay. Well, I'll just go back and again, we'll go a little bit thicker on this one. Looks like it's turning then a little bit, doesn't it? Yeah, it's coming along well. Right, let's put some more leaves on this side this time. Which way should we go? We went that way, didn't we? So we'll go that way. And then this way. I'm only saying this out loud, you see, so I don't forget. Okay. I think my letter L is going to be in the way, but that's okay. We'll do it anyway. That's probably enough. And then just take this background, thicken it up at the end. Which actually I'll do this end as well. Thicken that up a bit. Okay, it's going so well. So far, so good. Right, let's have a go at this side at the top here now. What should we do here? Let's go that way, shall we, this time? So, do I want to put some more hearts in? I might do that before we get too carried away. So let's put another little one there. And maybe another one there. So we've got something a bit bigger at the top there. Let's get that out of the way. So when I finish my picture, I will put this on my Instagram as well. So my Instagram is at Tracey Mann Cakes. So if you want to have a closer look, because obviously sometimes when it's on camera, it's a job to see. And then I normally put it on the community page as well, so you can have a look that way. So you get a better look than what you've got now. Although it's not looking too bad, is it? So. Very strange doing it sort of like this in this kind of rustic way, I suppose, because I'm used to doing things coverage, you know, full coverage. This is not anywhere near it. It looks nice actually. I'm quite happy with this. So round we go. So white paint, cocoa, or white paint and cocoa, white paint and dusting colour. Right, let's go for this one now. Okay, now which way round should we go? Let's go the opposite way. We'll start here, I think. And let's go. That'll do, something like that. Again, we'll thicken that up at the bottom there, look. I'll take it up the end there. When you paint straight on sugar pasted cakes, do you have to wait like the plaques? No, this is a plaque that I only rolled this plaque out. Well, I rolled it out live, so it's literally fresh sugar paste. As long as I don't lean on it, it'll be fine. Right, okay, let's go this way now. And I'm making this up, I'm not joking, as we go along. I am not kidding today. I'm under a lot of pressure at the moment with these cupcake bouquets, you see, so I've got my work cut out this week. I need to learn to say no, but I don't. Okay, that's coming on all right, isn't it? This really isn't as difficult as you think it is. And do you know what? If you want to have a go at a shape, you can always have a go on a bit of paper before you actually put it on your sugar paste as well. So if you're sort of thinking, oh, I don't know what I'm doing here, this is not working, do it on a bit of, get some bit of paper out and have a go. It's all right for practicing lines. It's not very good for practicing shading going on paper, but it is all right for doing lines. When I'm on my lessons, I often grab a piece of paper and show them how to do it so you can see it nice and clearly. This is detail. It's all about the detail. And all we did, we started off with such a nice basic cutter, didn't we? That was it. Done. Very simple. You all draw beautifully now, all of you. The ones that have been on the classes are brilliant now. And not only that, they've now learned how to apply it to their own projects, and that's the aim of the game. Learn as much as you can, and then if someone says to you, oh, I want a whatever cake, you can go, oh, I could paint that. Or I can put a painted element on the cake. You don't have to paint a whole cake. You can use elements of the painting as well, like, you know, if you did a like a sea scene type one, you know, under the sea. You could always paint the bubbles. I've done tutorials on how to paint bubbles. Lots of little basic things like that that can really change how you do your cakes. It's like learning how to airbrush, isn't it? Something like that. You know, once you pick up a skill, you can then use it across your other projects. Maybe I need to take up like sign writing, you know, like on pub boards that they get outside. I've always thought that looked lovely. Maybe that's what I need to do next. I'll ask my local pub if I can practice. Did used to like calligraphy when I was little. I haven't done that for years, but that's quite good. So if anybody's just tuning in, this is cocoa butter painting. So this is cocoa butter with dusting colours. I'm using black Renshaw's sugar paste, which I rolled out, put onto the board, and then I used what they call Cake Star lettering, imprinted it on there, and then I did use my own heart cutters. Again, I'm not 100% sure where I say they were an NEC purchase. If you make a mistake and you paint over in black and do it again, yeah, I think that'd be right. Or you put something on it, like a dot, can't you? But talking of which, that's what I'm doing next. So let's put some little dots on here. So again, more detail. So we're going to put some dots on. Put them between the leaves here, shall we? And then we'll come around here. If you're making it up, you can cover up with whatever you like, can't you? I'm just going to tidy that up a little bit as I go. I like to have a bit more of a curl on it than what it's got currently. Right, and we'll come down this side. Yeah, they'd look good on cookies as well. That's a really good one. Let's make something a bit more of this bit in the middle here. So let's bring that back up a bit. See if we can join that. There we go. That's fine. Okay, now where we are, dots, aren't we? We're still doing dots. So dots this side now. So you can see how this is built up. It's just lots of detail. It started off very simple. And it doesn't take that long. But yeah, if you wanted to do little cupcake toppers, which is what I did. Did I do that last week? I think I might have done that last week. Cupcake toppers. This week I just thought I'd do something a bit bigger this week. Go between the two. There we go. Look how it's coming along. And then yeah, if you've just joined us, you can watch this back. And it'll also be on my YouTube channel next week. It's not going to be on today because I've still got all these cupcakes to help. Right, let's tidy this bit up here, but make this a bit bigger. Okay, see all the details coming along. Now we go over this way as well. And here. Pretty. And not too complicated. And then let's do something about this. Switch that round a little bit. There we go. And then do a few more dots on this side. You can always take some off the edge as well. So if you wanted to do some extra swirls, even sort of around the hearts and things, you could always add in from here. So if you wanted to take this, for example, round that way, you could still do that at this point. So we could come round like so. Same on this side if you wanted to go that way. And again, if they don't match, it actually doesn't matter that much. I don't think it does anyway. And also you could go that way as well, just on a slightly smaller scale. So you can see how this builds up, can't you? You can just keep doing all sorts of bits and pieces. Is this better effect than with Rejuvenator? Yes, it is. It's much easier. Much easier. Get yourself a bag of cocoa butter. It'll be the best thing you ever bought. It's wonderful stuff. Okay, how are we doing? And then what we'll do is we will just again add to this. We'll do slightly smaller ones. So you can see that you can just kind of keep building. Just keep going. Oh dear. Let's tuck that round there as well. Hook that round a bit. Where are we over here? Yeah, that looks fine to me. So if you want to have a go at this, start off with some basic lettering, doesn't matter what style or font it is particularly, and push it into some sugar paste that you've just rolled out. So you've got some sort of rough template to give you some help, and then go from there. And just have a play really and just see what happens. It's just white paint, isn't it? So it's not particularly complicated. There we go. So I think down the bottom there, probably not going to do that much more actually. I think if I do too much more it's going to kill it, but I'm quite happy with it as is. I'm going to just put a little couple of dots on this bit here. A couple there and there. Just to tie it all in, otherwise it doesn't make any sense. It makes more sense now. There you go. How about that? That's not bad, is it? Not bad for a morning's work, is it? Oh, I'm quite pleased with that. Considering I didn't know what I was doing, I am, yeah, very pleased with that. Very straightforward, not too complicated at all. Very simple lettering, black sugar paste, white dusting colour, and use your cutters. Have a look what you've got in the drawer, flower cutters, anything really. And just use them as embossers. Just push them down into your paste so it marks it up, and then paint away and just see what you end up with. Yeah, it's pretty, isn't it? I will take a photo of it so it's on my Instagram, which I'll put my Instagram up now. You can see that's coming up there. That's my Instagram. So if you want to follow me on that, do have a look at that. And again, if you want to ask me about classes, then you will need to go to my website for the classes. We're not on Sugar and Crumbs page for classes. We're on our own site, traceyscakes.co.uk. So we've got a school site opening soon. Yes, very exciting. We've got our own dedicated school website coming. So that's going to be in about the next week or so. So that will be appearing. So that will be classes only. So that's going to be very exciting. With all these links to Instagram and all these other bits and pieces on. So I forgot to put some dots on the curve above the owl. Or shall I do that for you then, so it keeps you calm? How about that? This is random, you know. It can be anything. I think it doesn't matter. How about that? Just to help you out there. There we go. I hope that's okay. But it's pretty, isn't it? Look, very nice on the side of a cake, very nice on the top of a cake. This is an 8-inch cake or 8-inch topper, so it's quite big. And you do change over to the lowercase ones if you prefer to use it, so it's not as big as this one is here. So they do a lowercase version of this. Large one and then the little ones there, so it's not as full, but I quite like it. It reminds me a little bit of as I say, one of those pub signs that they have outside with written in chalk. And again, you don't need to be that, so I'm going to lift it up so you can have a little look. You don't need to be that precise. You can see on there that it's all sort of quite smeared and that, but that's okay, it doesn't matter, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, so there we go. Do you want to see my hat? We'll have a good laugh at my hat now. See, this is how I paint. This is the realistic side of what I normally look like, and I walk around my village like this as well. But when I sit painting, I say this all went a bit wrong the other day when I finished painting in class, turned the camera around and realised that I'd left my hat on my head. But I have also been known to put pictures of myself with my hat on the Royal Icing course as well. They've seen it because I was in here piping. It's because I'm standing still, you see, I get cold. So ever since I've started wearing my hat on my head, it's this much better thing. It doesn't look great, but there we go. It's a bit of a laugh, isn't it? And you know what? I don't mind. It's fine. Kelly always laughs when the hat comes out. I don't wear a hat on a Tuesday night, I have to say, because Tuesday night I'm rushing about like a lunatic and I haven't got time to wear my hat. But I've got my hat on today so I don't get cold. And it is cold, so I'm very happy to do that. What colour dust did I use? White. Simple as that. White dust, and then I did my black sugar paste, and that is it. So that's all I've done. I haven't made it any more complicated than that today. So white dust and black sugar paste. Yes, I've got my heating on as well. It's just me because I'm sat still, you see. It's just what I'm like. Right, so thank you very much for joining me. I will be back again on Tuesday at, what time am I going to be back? Tuesday at 6:30. So I'm now rushing off to pipe, I don't know how many cupcakes, more than I can bear to think about. So I'll be up till midnight tonight doing that, ready for Valentine's Day. So do have a lovely week. If you have any questions about cake painting, cocoa butter painting, or royal icing, we have courses for you on at traceyscakes.co.uk. Go into the online cake school and you will find everything you need in there. So have a lovely day. I know it's very cold up north, -8 in Edinburgh. I think we're only about -2 here. I'm being a bit silly really, but I do like my hat. So have a lovely day, and I will see you all again on Tuesday evening at 6:30. So take care. See you soon. Bye.